The Utah Mammoth is sorta proud to present NASHCAST.
What the is a NASHCAST?
NASHCAST, the only hockey show on the planet. Hosted by a human speed bag, fourth line wannabe, healthy scratch, schnozzy moto, Tyson Nash.
Who the hell is Tyson Nash?
Never heard of him.
And the baritone with a brain, the velvet hammer, Mr. Silky, Tono Suave, the radio voice of your Utah Mammoth,
Go Blue!
Mike Fultz.
Oh, Captain, my Captain!
NASHCAST begins now.
Ready for takeoff.
Here's Tyler Ganoush and Mickey Foghorn. Wait, what? Oh, here's Tyson Nash and Mike Fultz.
Well, welcome back, Fultz. My goodness, you looked a little rough still. I know you're at your sister's wedding. I'm not sure how banged up you got up there, wherever it was, but it looks like you had one heck of a time. Meanwhile, I've just been here. I fired my builder, Fultz. My GC got the hammer yesterday, so I'm just, got the work boots on, the hard hat, and getting stuff done right now, buddy.
I saw you in what looks to be a basement or something. I thought maybe they finished it finally after 6 years, but no. Apparently, it sounds like you're starting over. Meanwhile, I was fighting for my life. I was the minister at my sister's wedding, and man of the cloth. You gotta be presentable at these things. But we had a great time in Putnam County, Indiana. Congrats to Maddie and Jake Owens. Love both of those guys, and we had a ton of fun. But I tell you what, Tyson, as we're recording this here this week, like there's a chill coming in over the mountain, like that first cold front's kind of settling in.
Wow.
Kids are all back in school. Football's already started. Like it's almost go time. You can kind of feel it coming a little bit here.
Well, it can't come quick enough for ourselves, as we always talk about broadcasters. We miss it as well. Love the break. But we want to get back as well. And I know the Utah Mammoth fans out there, they want to watch this hockey club, all the moves that Bill Armstrong has made all summer long, the additions, some of the subtractions, some of the trades that went on. This is going to be, safe to say, a team that has a real good shot at making the playoffs. At least that's what they continue to talk about. I love to hear that chatter. Expectations are higher, right? And expectations for me, Fultz, this is my man cave. It was supposed to be. We had a little bit of a flood here, so we had to rip up all the hardwood floors. Water is not good for hardwood floors, but this is officially being named the Regal Beagle. And I don't know if that registers with you because you're way too young, but in my era, that was Three's Company. Three's Company was a sitcom with Jack Tripper and Larry, the lounge lizard, they used to call him, and they would go to the Regal Beagle for a cocktail after work, and that's where they met all the girls. So that's where everything happened. But I gotta ask you, can you dance? Because weddings, they're all about dancing. I gotta think you could sing with pipes like yours, but can you dance, full?
Can I dance? No. Willing to dance? Yes. I think I actually, it's a little touch and go, the memory, but I'm pretty sure I actually hit the worm pretty well at one point in the night. And we also had
this on the floor, though.
I was wearing the vest, so I was protecting my nice shirt. One of our groomsmen, Colin, awesome athlete, awesome dancer. He was having a great time, and he tried to go sliding like a headfirst baseball slide across the dance floor, and ended up like his vest got caught on the floor and his face like went skidding across the pavement, and he ended up needing 7 stitches on his chin. And it felt so, I didn't even know. I didn't even see this. I didn't even know about it until after. But again, this is like the middle of nowhere, Indiana. So he's getting driven out by God knows who to some county hospital, getting stitched up by, an evil doctor in some back room of the Putnam County Hospital. But he ended up no worse for wear. He's still a handsome looking bastard. But it was a funny story.
That's what you call a face plant. Looks like our producer Adam's nose right now. Right? Apparently he's in Maui and he spent too much time on the ocean on the surfboard. So sunblock 2000 for our producer Adam. We know that. But yeah, the dog days, right? These are the dog days, kind of the boring days of summer leading up to training camp, which is just weeks away. Cannot wait for that to happen. And as I mentioned earlier, just what a team, the Utah Mammoth. I expect a big season and big things to happen.
Well, speaking of big things, just a few days ago, Team USA announced, and Team Canada, the first 6 players that will represent the U.S. and Canada coming up at the 2026 Olympics in Milan. So we'll finally get the NHL players back in the Olympics. It's going to be an incredible event, especially after the buildup of the Four Nations tournament and the way that that tournament set the stage for the Olympics. But the first 6 for the U.S. that were announced the other day, Jack Eichel, Quinn Hughes, Austin Matthews, Charlie McAvoy, and then both Brady and Matthew Tkachuk. It's actually very similar to last year's first 6 that were announced for Team USA. The only difference is that in the upcoming Olympics, Brady Tkachuk subbed in for Adam Fox on the U.S. side. Then for Canada, McDavid, Crosby, McKinnon, Cale Makar, Sam Reinhart, and Braden Point. Not really any surprises there, Tyson. And how about in the announcements, you get the 2 Tkachuk brothers that are in the first 6 announced by the U.S.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't know if you've, and maybe we can post this on one of our podcasts upcoming as we head into the Olympics. I don't know if you've seen the Getzlaf interview that they do way back in the day when he was part of Team Canada, winning a couple gold medals. Obviously, that seems to be all Canada does when it comes to hockey, right? And I hate to rub it in, but I honestly, I know it's due, right? It's all about numbers. It's all about analytics. And with all the kids now playing hockey in America, it's just a matter of time. It really is. You look at how hockey has exploded in Utah even, but obviously Arizona, California, Dallas, Texas, Florida. I mean, kids are playing all across the globe. And that's a good thing for USA Hockey because they are going to win at some point. But please, make it soon. I want to see another sequel to the Miracle. I mean, what's it been? 44 years since they last won? I mean, honestly, Fultz, this is getting a little bit embarrassing. So if they're going to win, they have the team to do it. But when you look at Team Canada's roster, and I think they play on the big ice surface, do they not? It's going to be Olympic-sized ice.
In the Olympics, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know how that bodes well for Team USA. I think that certainly favors Team Canada when you're talking about McKinnon, you're talking about Makar, you're talking about McDavid, right? Crosby, a little bit longer in the tooth, but these guys just know how to win, obviously. And Sidney Crosby, I don't think it ever gets old.
Clayton Keller and Logan Cooley, 2 hopefuls to make Team USA from the Mammoth side. Dylan Guenther was at Team Canada's camp as well. So keep an eye on those 3 to make their North American national teams. But speaking of the 2026 Winter Olympics coming up in Milan, Italy, of all places, Tyson, a special guest with kind of a unique character. And we had to cross sports, cross surfaces, cross continents to get to our guest here today.
Yeah, Paolo Poggi. Right. I mean, this guy was an absolute stud and he's a legend. He's a legend over in Europe, specifically Venice, where he grew up, born and raised, played in his hometown for his hometown team. And this guy was an absolute stud. You don't want to miss this interview.
You might be wondering, why are we talking to an Italian soccer player here in the build-up to hockey season on a hockey podcast? Well, with the 2026 Olympics coming up in Milan, the NHL and the top Italian soccer league, Serie A, as they call it, are making an initiative to grow the game of hockey in the boot country, Italy, to grow hockey over there in the buildup to the Olympics. And they're doing that through their most beloved game of soccer, or as they call it, football. So this is part of that effort to grow hockey over in Italy and get the experience and the perspective from one of Italy's biggest sports stars over the last several decades.
Well, welcome to the show. Do we have a guest for you? We are going across the pond all the way to Italy We have Paolo Poggi on the show. This guy's a soccer legend, and I mean legend, born and bred at the island of St. Helena. And for all of our listeners, all our Utah Mammoth listeners out there, this would be the equivalent. This guy is a legend. This would be the equivalent to interviewing a Clayton Keller, the captain of your Utah Mammoth. He played over 553 games, scored 123 goals. He also scored the fastest goal in Serie A history, 8 seconds. Paulo, my friend, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tyson. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to this show.
Heavy on the accent. I like it. It's a good thing Fultz, my wife, isn't here because that is her weakness. A man with an accent. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Paolo, are you in Venice right now? Is that where you're based?
Yes, I'm in Venice.
So that's the city with all the canals.
I was born. Yes. I was born here. I'm living here since 54 years, and yeah. I like that, Mike. I like that very much.
What, Paulo? Give us a little intel on Venice. We know that the Olympics are coming down the road. To Italy. I cannot imagine how beautiful, but what can the Canadians, what can the Americans that are coming across the pond to take it all in, what are they going to experience when they touch down in Italy?
Well, the area close to Cortina, where the Olympics are, is very nice. The Dolomites are around there, and the region of Veneto and Friuli Venezia Giulia, even Trentino Alto Adige. In these regions, there are a lot of small towns which are beautiful. Something like you are in the very far past. And small town, I mean, something like 4,000 people, maybe less. And it's beautiful. Of course, everyone must come to Venice, at least for one day. But there are other nice cities around. Treviso is a beautiful city. Udine is a nice city. And it's everything very close. I mean, from Venice to Cortina is about 1 hour, 45 minutes by driving. So not so far away. And I hope that the weather will be good as well. It's not cold, but sometimes it's snowing, raining, but I hope that it will be a real big show.
So growing up in Canada, Tyson can attest, like all the kids in these small towns, they play hockey growing up. You mentioned some of those small towns in Italy. Everybody's playing football, as you say, or soccer, right?
Soccer, football is the same. They use a ball, let's say that.
Very different over here in America.
It's exactly like this. There are a lot of academies, soccer schools, and professional teams. In this area, there are a lot of professional teams. But it's exactly like you said. Everyone wants to play soccer here, and that's why I have an academy. because I like to see how the kids grow, and I like to take care from where they are very small, very little, to when they reach our first team, or maybe if they are lucky, the professional clubs.
Is that how it started for you? I know that you were recently just in Canada, right? Running, I think, one of your academies, one of your programs in Thunder Bay, Ontario. First of all, how did you end up in Thunder Bay, of all places in Canada? and just talk about your experience. I know it was in the summertime, so there probably wasn't a lot of hockey going on, but just talk about that experience, Paolo.
No, Tyson, in Thunder Bay, there are a lot of Italians. And there are a lot in Toronto, of course, but also in Thunder Bay. I found out that there are a lot of Italians. So I don't remember how I get there. Of course, through friends living in Toronto. And I went to Thunder Bay the first time 3 years ago. and I loved it. I loved the nature. I loved the people there, and talking. After 3 years, I brought a team of my academy there, and the experience for the kids as well was amazing. Not only because they were abroad, so that's an experience. They were only 12, 13, and they enjoyed. They are still talking about that. We were there since August 8th, but they still dream to be there.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. And how did it start for you? Paulo, I know maybe they didn't have academies back when you were growing up in Venice, but just how important is it, and your academy, first of all, what's the name of your academy? And, how did this all kind of come to be, and the importance, because we're doing the same thing in Utah. We had Mammoth Week last week. We're out in the community. Really, it's about the kids, right? It's about just nurturing and getting them to ultimately fall in love with the game.
Yeah. Growing up in a small city like Venice is, when I was a kid, I had a training ground in the island of Lido, where the film festival is now. I think it starts in a couple of days. And I've been lucky, of course. I started playing professional when I was 18, and I had all my career. But one of the first thing I had on my mind since I quit playing was I want to go back on where everything started, and I want to open an academy there and give the opportunity to some kid to have my same pathway, my same career. So in 2010, there was a club that was almost in bankrupt, and myself and a couple of colleagues decided to buy the club, to buy the academy, which was born in 1950, so it's not so young. And the name is Venezia Nettuno Lido. And everything started.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't have to say it.
Rolls off
No,
the
it's
tongue.
not easy. Venezia Nettuno Lido. VNL. It's VNL. And we have two different programs. One is for the local. I mean, we have all the teams starting from the age of 5 to the first team, as I told, which is playing now in 7th division in Italy. And we have another program, which is the international program. And it's something like we did in Canada. We brought team abroad, or we host team from Canada, especially from Canada or US, for having a camp or tournaments. And of course, parents are always invited to stay in Venice or in Italy during the same period. We split the groups. The kids train, and the parents visit the city.
That was one of the unique parts of your program that I was researching before this interview. It looked like you guys are able to help the parents explore Venice and kind of show them around. So it's a vacation for the parents, while you basically teach the kids get to learn from pro Italian legends. Like, it's a win-win. But it was interesting to see that parents would want to enroll their kids in this just for the vacation aspect of it.
Paul, before you answer that, I'm going to drop off Mike myself as one of my kids, because I could probably be his dad. And then I'm going to go drink all the wine in Venice. All right. I'm going to experience the town while you teach Mike how to maybe stop
I would be kicked out of the academy like that. Like, why does he have cinder blocks on his feet?
Mike, that's why our target are the parents, not the kids.
Smart man.
We talk to the parents, letting them imagine what they can do in Venice. And then if they have kids, they bring the kids with them for the camp. No, the fact is that the nice thing is that the vacation in Venice, everyone wants to come to Venice at least once in their life, and there are a lot of tourists in Venice. But what we are able to do, right, because we were born there and we know everyone in Venice, it's a different kind of vacation. It's a vacation like being a citizen, like being a Venetian. So all the places they see and they live is the same things we do in Venice. We Venetian do in Venice. It's not, like the group with the flag, walking in St. Mark's Square with thousands of people around. No, it's something different. It's something unforgettable. And I can tell you, because we already had this kind of experience with other groups of Canadians, especially Canadians, and they really appreciated this kind of vacation.
Paolo, when you see,
Paolo, real quick,
Fultz,
I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready into it, Fultz. I gotta ask you. I'm gonna get in there because I'm Canadian. I now live in America. Paolo, I'm glad you're up in Canada running these academies, teaching our kids how to play soccer. I played soccer. My wife played Division I soccer. My daughter played Division I soccer.
Wow.
I played goalie, so I'm probably a little bit screwy if it's anything like hockey. I couldn't stop a beach ball, but why? How can Canada and America, America, the population, why are we not better in the game of soccer? Can you help us out? Because our women are good, right? I think our women programs are good.
Very good.
Canada and American, but the men, they suck.
There is, I try to understand, because it's like China, it's the same. It's the same. You can't imagine why these big countries can have a very, very, very good program in soccer. I try to answer myself, and I think that at the beginning, when they are still kids, they are very good. I found out that there are a lot of talents, both in Canada and in US. Since they arrive at their 16 age, and then there is a gap between that age and the 20, 21. The college is
and girls get in the way.
Yeah, and girls. No, of course, it's everything about culture. We have a soccer culture in Italy, so kids are more enthusiastic of playing. But trust me, I found a lot of good talents in Canada and in US. 13, 14 years old, and then they get lost. So the key is to find the gap and try to work on that period with the kid. The last step to the professional, that's the gap.
Well, in hockey, we have juniors where kids will move away, and that's kind of like the next step, right, before you get to the professional level. So, like when you were a teenager, when you were 15 and 16, did you move away to play with an academy team, or what is that? Do you play for your school? What does that look like in Italy?
In Italy, it works like this. There are the academy before, until the age of 14, 13, 14. And if you are good enough, a professional team sign you for the youth teams. Okay, so you have the opportunity to play against all the professional teams in Italy until the age of 14. I was lucky because I was part of Venezia Football Club since I was 8. So I played for the Academy of Venezia until the first team. So I was lucky. But we have a couple of kids now in my academy that made the next step, and they signed for Venezia FC a couple of days ago. So now they start playing seriously. I mean, I don't know if the coaches are better than our coaches, actually. But of course, the level and the competition is much higher now. But if if a guy is really good playing soccer, the age of 14 is the age to make the next step.
Well, we know you are really good. That is for certain. But the first, we always remember our first, right? I'll never forget my first game against the Dallas Stars in the National Hockey League. Ended up fighting Pat Verbeek. We had both had huge noses, right? I got a huge nose. I know you can see that from where we're sitting. It was like we were poking each other's eyes out when we fought. But talk about your first game, walking out onto the pitch. I mean, I don't know a lot about soccer. I watch European soccer. I watch Ted Lasso, one of the best movies ever, right? I love Roy Keane. I'm sure you feel the same way, but just talk about that first moment, an 18-year-old kid walking out onto that field, obviously in your hometown.
Yeah, I mean, let's say that the 90% of the supporters were my friends. Because in Venice we are 50,000 people, so not that much. So the stadium was full of my friends. That was my first feeling. And I remember that I forgot my shoes for the match, and I called a friend of mine to bring his shoes before the match, because I don't know what was happening in my mind. Anyway, it was like a dream, you know, when you are in a place, but you don't realize that you are one of the actor of that moment, but you think that you are dreaming something. And it was fantastic because it was at home. I was born there. The stadium of Venice FC is about 200 meters from where I was born. Wow. So it's my home garden, you know, that stadium is my home garden. And it was a very, very huge feeling.
So using somebody else's cleats or shoes, that would be like a hockey player not like forgetting his stick, right? I mean, how did you play with those other shoes?
It was bigger than my size. Bigger than my size, Mike. It was so strange. The strange feeling, you know, because the shoes are the most important thing for a soccer player. But it was that. I just used once that shoes, of course, because my friend, he didn't have more shoes for him. So, and it was strange, but it worked.
Well, it certainly worked. And we got to go back. I'm not sure if we have it or not, our producer, Adam, back in the studio, but that goal, you made history. It doesn't hold up today. I think it was broken a couple years ago, maybe, but the fastest goal in Serie A history, 8 seconds. Talk about this moment.
Oh, I didn't realize that was only 8 seconds, actually, because it was, it was very fast. And
look at the flow. Look at the hair, Paolo.
Look at the hair. Look at the hair. Yeah. Oh, look!
That's a bad turnover.
No, Tyson. The strange thing was that the ball was to the opponent. It was not our ball.
Right.
So the 8 seconds, it has more value than the goal that Leao scored 3 years ago. and there was a goal with the right foot. I'm a left foot.
You're a lefty.
That's another strange thing. Yeah.
You had your own shoes for that, right?
Yeah. And the coach was not on the bench already. He was still walking to the bench.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, eh, Paolo?
No, anyway, it was incredible. They told me after the match, I didn't realize before that it was the record. I mean, I didn't take care of that. We were in trouble in that moment with the team, so I was happy I have scored because we were needing a victory in that moment. So I didn't think about the seconds. I just realized after the match, and they said, "Oh, you know, you are a record man now, the fastest goal in Serie A history. Oh, shit. Really? And the same when Leao beated the record in 2021. So 20 years, it was a lot of time. And luckily did, because it was just a little bit strange that a record stayed for 20 years in soccer. You know, the evolution, and I mean, soccer is not the same anyway. Like when I was playing in 90s was much better.
Fultz, how good was that? Paolo Poggi, what a generous, kind soul. The accent, I mean, I can't get enough of it. I know my wife was just around the corner, loving every minute of it. I could have talked to this guy for, I mean, honestly, another half an hour easily. So much fun. Legend of the game. Talks about his record goal that he scored in 8 seconds in a Serie A game. I mean, just absolutely incredible. So thankful to him, and obviously Fultz, as you know, we had some real tough news.
Yeah, it was great to talk to Paolo, but like you said, some tough news coming our way just this past week. The chief communications officer for the Utah Mammoth and SEG, Caroline Klein, passed away at the age of 40 due to cancer. She had battled this disease for as long as I knew her, Tyson. I came in just before last year, and she had been dealing with this evil disease since then and beyond, and had done so courageously and in a way that was inspiring. There were people from all over the league, all over the NHL, that reached out on social media, offering their condolences and their sympathies to our Mammoth family and our SEG family here in Utah. But Caroline was such a big part of what Smith Entertainment Group has been about these last few years, and the impact that she had on the people that she touched in a brief time in the NHL was really profound. And that was evident by the flooding in of statements that came in from across the league, coming in from the commissioner's office, Gary Bettman chiming in as well. But we pass along our sympathies and our condolences to Caroline's family, and we were proud to have known and worked alongside her, because she was an inspiration to us in the way that she lived and carried herself in the face of immense adversity.